Most men chase women hoping to win their hearts, but the men who truly control them, they never chase. They understand something most never will. Women aren't controlled by logic. They're guided by emotion, and emotions can be manipulated. Not by force, not by lies, but by tapping into the very weaknesses women try to hide. These weaknesses aren't flaws. They're simply the blind spots in human nature. Once you see them, you'll never see women the same way again. And once you master them, you'll never feel powerless around a woman again. Let's begin. 1. The craving for attention. Even when she denies it, a woman can have everything: a stable partner, a beautiful home, a secure future. And yet, one glance from a stranger, one compliment at the right moment, can shatter her loyalty like glass. Why? Because attention isn't optional for most women. It's oxygen. From a young age, girls are conditioned to tie their worth to how they're perceived. By family, by peers, by men. And as they grow, they don't just want attention, they need to be seen. Here's the truth most men miss. When a woman starts to feel invisible, she doesn't complain. She adapts. She posts thirst traps instead of crying. She flirts instead of confronting. And when someone finally notices her again, that attention becomes addictive. Not because of who it's from, but because of how it makes her feel. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to see her when the world stops looking. 2. The fear of rejection that keeps her chasing approval. Confidence is often a performance. Even the most stunning woman can look in the mirror and only see flaws. That's the secret they'll never admit. Every woman, no matter how secure, fears not being enough. Enough for a man to stay. Enough to be desired. Enough to be chosen over everyone else. This fear drives everything. Why do some women obsess over validation? Why do they test men, push them away? Because deep down, they're terrified of not being wanted. And here's where the power shifts. The man who doesn't overinvest. The man who stays calm when she pulls away. The man who shows interest, but never neediness. He becomes the mystery she can't solve. And humans chase what they can't control. That's how you flip the dynamic. 3. The power of emotional imagination. Her greatest strength and weakness. Men live in the present. Women live in possibility. She doesn't just hear your words, she builds a world out of them. A subtle compliment? She replays it for hours. A moment of connection? She imagines 10 different futures. And if you understand how to trigger her emotional imagination, you can become unforgettable. Psychologists call it emotional imprinting. It's what happens when someone makes you feel something so deeply. You carry a piece of them even when they're gone. Make her feel seen. Make her laugh when she wants to cry. Make her question herself when she thought she had it all figured out. And suddenly, every man before you disappears. Every man after you falls short. That's the power of being her emotional imprint. You're no longer a man in her life. You become the story she tells herself when no one's watching. 4. The need to break her own rules. When safety becomes suffocation. Every woman has rules. Lines she swears she'll never cross. Things she tells herself to stay good. But those rules? They're not real barriers. They're just fantasies she uses to feel in control. Because here's the truth. Every good girl secretly wants to break the rules. With the right man. It's not about rebellion. It's about freedom. The freedom to be wild, to be messy, to stop performing, to let go of control in a world where she's always expected to have it. If you can give her that feeling, without judgment, without shame. She'll hand you more than her attention. She'll give you her trust, her submission, her truth. And that's where real control begins. 5. The deep desire for emotional chaos. Even when she craves stability. Some men think women just want peace. But here's the paradox. She says she wants stability, but she's addicted to the emotion that chaos brings. It's not her fault. It's biology. The highs and lows of unpredictability trigger dopamine. And dopamine is the same chemical that fuels addiction. It's why the bad boy keeps her attention. Not because he treats her well, but because he keeps her guessing. But you don't have to be toxic to create this effect. You just need to stay unpredictable. Challenge her, disagree with her, tease her, disrupt her patterns. When she expects silence, speak. When she expects praise, give her mystery. When she tries to define you, redefine yourself. Keep her emotionally on edge, and she'll stay obsessed. 6. The fantasy of transformation. The myth that she can change you. Here's the secret almost every woman hides. She wants to be the one who changed you. She doesn't just fall for the man you are. She falls for the man you could become. But only if it's because of her. This is the trap she walks into willingly. Because in her eyes, love isn't just a feeling, it's a mission, a conquest, a transformation. And the more mysterious you are, the more emotionally unavailable, wild, or complex, the more she believes she's found a project worth saving. Let her believe that. But never let her finish the project. A man who's fully won over, she stops chasing. But a man who gives her glimpses of vulnerability while staying grounded in his power, she never stops wanting to fix him, even when she knows she can't. That's how you stay in control. 7. The silent war between independence and submission. Modern women are taught to be strong, independent, relentless, untouchable, but deep within even the fiercest woman is a softer side begging to be seen. Not dominated, not crushed, but led. Led by a man who doesn't need her to shrink, but makes her want to soften. The right man doesn't overpower her. He creates the space where her strength can finally rest, because power isn't about control over her. It's about control over yourself. And when you master that, she'll surrender without ever being asked. The ending. The final truth. You don't need to manipulate. You don't need to lie. You don't need to beg. You only need to understand one thing. Control isn't taken. It's given. And it's given to the man who sees through the mask, who understands her secret fears, who makes her feel desired, but never chased, safe, but never bored, loved, but never fully satisfied. Because the moment she feels she has you, she loses interest. But the moment she realizes she wants you and can't quite hold you, she becomes yours. So master these weaknesses, not to hurt her, but to awaken her, to lead her, to show her something no one else can. That real power isn't loud. It's quiet. It's calm. It's unshakable. And once you embody that, you won't need to chase control. You'll be it. This is Stoic Edge.